Hey there, it's Melissa Brunetti, and welcome to the Mind Your Own Karma podcast. Hey there, Karma Crew. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mind Your Own Karma Beyond the Bandage. If you're here today, there's a good chance you've been feeling that pull, like there's something more guiding your life, even if you can't fully explain it. Maybe it shows up as patterns, synchronicities, or dreams that just feel like they mean something. You're not just looking for answers, you're looking for alignment. My guests today, Dr. Nick and Professor Mike Sebastian, known as the Dream Team, are here to help you tap into that. As founders of the Divine Guidance Institute, they've spent over 30 years teaching how to access divine knowing through vibrational sound, specifically one sacred sound, HUing. A simple but powerful way to quiet the noise, tune in, and connect to something deeper. It's time to rip off the bandage and dive in, because this episode might just change your life. So we are welcoming Dr. Nick and Professor Mike to the show today. Welcome to Mind Your Own Karma Beyond the Bandage.
Woohoo!
Hey, thanks for having
Thanks for having us.
Fun.
Welcome. So before we get into the work itself, I'd love for you first to introduce yourselves.
Ooh, wow. We met in a dream. We'll just jump right in there.
All right, go ahead.
30 years ago, 30 plus now. We met in a dream. You want to take over? You go ahead,
Yeah,
take
okay.
over.
Yeah, I was teaching college in Austin, Texas. And I've been teaching for a few years. And one night I had a very clear dream, and luckily I journaled it. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. And I figured I'd remember the dream because it was so clear. Because in the dream there was a girl. Her name was Nicole, which is my wife now. And she had brown eyes. She looked just like that Nicole in the dream, but she was a stranger. I didn't know her, and we were in chemistry class together in the dream, i.e., there's going to be chemistry between us.
Right.
And then flash forward 3 full years. I'm still teaching at the college, sociology. And who walks into my class but the dream girl, Nicole?
Wow.
3 years later, just to drop back a quick summary, the dream was really showing me that my future was going to take a right turn and go a different direction, and my life would be very different than what it was. It was a prophetic dream, very prophetic. But it took me for a while to realize it because, number one, I did not remember the dream, even though Nicole walked into my class. It had been 3 years. I mean, how long do we remember dreams? Probably about 3 minutes, unless we write them down.
Right.
And I'd actually forgotten that I'd written the dream down, and it was in a dream journal.
Oh.
So go ahead, you kick your part in.
Now we'll kick in. Okay. So Michael totally forgot, right? It's the first day of class, and I'm sitting there, and we're all waiting for the teacher, and in walks Michael, and the bells went off, and the inner voice screaming, soulmate, you're going to be married. He's the one. You've got a mission. I'm 24 at the time, okay? This is in the 90s. This is before internet, before cell phones, late 90s. And okie dokie. I ran home. I told my roommate, Heather, I said, Heather, I'm going to marry this guy. She thought I was crazy. And then right from then, I knew to be quiet. Say no more.
Yeah.
Not just to her, to anyone, right? I mean, you talk about societal taboos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the female asking out the guy. He's twice my age. And he's my teacher, right? 3 things. I waited till the semester ended, and I saw him down the hallway. And at that moment, another guy was asking me out. Literally, I saw Michael, and I said, I gotta go. And I ran as fast as I could, yelling, Sebastian, that's the last name. Hey, Sebastian. And then I asked him to lunch, right? We go to lunch the next day, dinner the next night. We're engaged in 90 days and married in 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you find the journal and realize that you had had that dream? How long after you met and got
It,
together?
actually, it had been, we were together almost 2 years,
Oh, wow.
and there was a trigger. And I remembered that there was a journal, and I went, oh my God, this is, and it occurred because I kept having so many deja vus,
Yeah.
having seen. And I'd go, wow, this feels familiar. I've been here before. And a lot of different signs and things like to catch my attention. And I went, oh my God, yes, the journal. And I went and I dug out the journal that had a complete story
The
of,
color of my clothing,
yeah,
purple,
Oh my gosh.
everything.
in the, yeah,
That's crazy.
in the journal, it said she would wear, a purple outfit, and she actually wore a purple
I
outfit.
remember picking that out to get his attention, like in class. Yeah. You talk about orchestrated from beyond, before
That's
we
so
came back
crazy.
in.
And we
Oh,
even called, I think at the time we were in Phoenix,
yeah.
living in Phoenix, Arizona, and we called local CBS, and they sent a camera crew out because the story was so intriguing, and filmed the whole thing and did a little segment on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, it was that moment lit up for us. It was like, oh my God, the future actually speaks to us, and
Mhm.
I'm provided a prophecy in advance. I need to wake up and pay attention to dreams
Yeah.
because they're providing some answers and some messages for me, probably on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And do you feel like you guys have had past lives together? Like you knew each other already?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You know, um, and before we came in, they were programmed before we come in each time, each go round, in between lives, there's all kinds of things going on, as there's school and there's, they set things up ahead of time so you'll be triggered. Like Michael, when that day when he walked in, he had on his blue jeans and his hiking boots and his flannel shirt, and he was throwing a ball up in the air just like this. And so that picture, that scene is why I went so crazy. And now, knowing how things work mechanically, that scene was played to me before coming in as a
Mm,
trigger, so
wow.
yeah.
Yeah, and for me, they showed me the purple dress and said, pay attention when you see when you see that, it's going to be a trigger for you. And
Yeah.
it was like, oh my God, what is going on here? So there you go.
Melissa,
That's
can
so
I just
funny.
say he was dating four other girls at the same time. When yeah. Yes, yes.
And at lunch, she asked me to lunch, and I was expecting a letter of recommendation from graduate school, which is
Right.
very famous, had a lot. So I said, how can I help you? And she said, well, I thought we might date. I said, excuse me, I'm dating four people. I mean,
Who says that?
but anyway, we set those
Hilarious.
people aside temporarily, and
Yeah.
sure enough.
And just to bring it back to the your peeps listening,
Yeah.
it was based on my gut feeling, Michael's dreams, and all the signs, which is why we started the Institute, which is why we've been tracking this data for 30 years now, dream science intuition for divine guidance, no higher form. And so that's how the whole thing kind of came together. The story is kind of the story. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
the whole Scooby-Doo. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
cool. I could talk about all that stuff forever, but let's get into hewing.
Ooh.
So, hewing is like a magic word. I feel like I was doing it a little bit before we got on today and spoke just to see. I hadn't tried it before, so I was like, I'm gonna try it. Um, and it's not like in a symbolic sense, but it's like an energetic
Mhm.
feeling. What makes hewing different from other sacred sounds or mantras?
That's a great question, Nick.
Oh,
You
so
you
glad
kick
you
it off.
asked. We just, okay, there's the history, there's a ton of words, right? Om, vu, there's all these frequencies and headphones and all these methods you can do. But the Hue has always, because we've been tracking the data and the research for a long time now, and the Hue always did everything all in one with no effort. Um, simultaneously type of thing. And so we always wondered, why is this superior? We tested this, that, and the other. And we just got all the data back. This is so exciting. We just got it back 3 weeks ago from the EEG studies, right? Okay. The hue has a signature pattern that none other have, and it actually increases your theta and your beta. And we can get into this just a little bit, just real simple, your theta, your beta, and your HR, your heart rate variability, while it lowers your alpha.
Mm.
This pattern is atypical. Meditation, most words, frequencies, they increase the theta and the beta, but the alpha also increases. So you've got a foggy, you've got a zoned out type person, or you don't get as much theta, which is your deep inner knowing. So to have all these four things simultaneously, you're clear, you're real cognitive, and you're awake, your central nervous system is calm, and that deep perception all in one. There we go. Now we've got the science to back the word. That's why we've been calling it one magic word forever. We just didn't really know why. So
Right?
We just knew that it worked, and it's never ever. I mean, we've given it to millions, literally, of people in different areas, and it always works. Even the skeptics, we always say is, "Hey, okay, just try it. Try it for 30 seconds," and they will always go, "Oh my God, I could feel that. I feel, I was really anxious, and now that's gone." And it works all the time, and it's got a history to it because when I was in high school, I studied at a private high school taught by the Jesuits. Catholic, the Jesuits, and they were, it's sometimes they'd read scripture and stuff. John 1:1 in the Bible, it says, "In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God." And I'd always say, "Father, what was the Word? I mean, you're telling
Mm.
me this. Well, what's the Word? You had three PhDs, I'm sure you know." And none of them knew. None of them ever knew. No one knew what the Word was that created everything, the universe. That's when we started doing our research and doing the history of the hue. And it goes back. You want to do how far it goes back?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. 5,000. We tracked it 5,000 years. Egypt. They
Mm.
used to hew at the Sphinx from dusk until dawn
Oh, wow.
as a society. And it's got an A, it's in the Oxford Dictionary, it comes from the word human.
Mm.
Human,
God.
God, man, God within, that force. And then, like even in the Bible, made in the image and likeness of type thing. Now the word hue, and it's in 14 different religions and their sacred book, Kabbalah, Quran, the Bible, even the Masons. It's their secret word you get at the 33rd initiation. So it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
our mission is really to bring it back because, as you mentioned, effortless, simple, so simple, things change, and then you're like, wow. And yeah, from smoking to suicide, I mean, it handles it. So,
And when I found that word, I found the word after I was in Vietnam in the infantry. So some firefights out in the jungle and stuff. So I came back and I had severe PTSD, which I
Mm.
didn't know I had, and they didn't really know how to treat it at the time.
Right.
And it was depression, anxiety, suicidal ideation, nightmares every single night. I eventually found the hue, and I thought, that's ridiculous. This thing says it's going to help. I didn't believe it. I was totally, but I thought I got nothing to lose at this point because I was going through all these years of PTSD. So I tried HUing, and within a day or two, the anxiety was
Mhm.
gone. Then the nightmares disappeared almost
Mm.
immediately. Also, the depression went away. It was like, oh my God, everything I felt
mhm.
normal for the first time in decades. And it was like, what is this one magic word? I couldn't, I had found it and I realized that I'd found something that was nothing I'd ever run across, no one had, and it was provided to me to really treat the severe symptoms that
Yeah,
I had.
but it
So,
wasn't. It was found. Eckankar is a modern day religion. Eckankar. And they're out of the 14 paths I mentioned that recognize and use that word, and it's in their books and whatnot.
yeah.
Bible, Quran, etc. Eckankar is one of those. So that's where Michael found HUE because they teach it
Yep.
as a regular practice.
Mm.
The HUE. So it doesn't say use this for PTSD by any means.
Mm-mm.
It just says, it'll enhance your life and bring your connection with God, etc. So, and this is separate. We weren't together when Michael, this is all separate. And so that was Michael's first experience in using that, and then realized, wow, my PTSD is gone, type of thing. So he kind of backed into it that way. But then, then we hooked up, et cetera, et cetera. Then that's when we did all this research. And as a clinical psychologist, I've been sharing it with clients for 30 years,
Mm.
and seeing the effect. So that's kind of the how it went, in the time frames. Da, 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 da. And so with all that research, it's like turning it into a clinical modality now. We call it one-step therapy as well. So yeah, it's and it's free. Whoa.
Right? It's
Yeah.
easy, it's free.
Yeah.
So, can you demonstrate it for the listeners?
Yeah. You want
And I'm wondering, like, do you have to have like a certain pitch? Does it have to be a certain frequency? Like, because when
oh.
I was doing it myself,
Mhm.
before we talked today, I could feel like I could feel where it was right for me. I felt like the note
Yep.
that was the vibration that was where I needed to be. I don't know how else to say it,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that's correct
That
or
It
that
nails it.
yeah, that's on the money.
Yeah.
That nailed,
okay.
and we're all so individual physiologically and spiritually that we have our own vibration. If you see on a vibration scale of 1 to 1 million, each one of us resonates at a different frequency.
Mm,
So whatever feels good for you with the hue, like you pointed out, that's the frequency you need to do it at.
Yeah. Whatever is perfect. It'll be
yeah.
perfect for each person.
Yeah.
Okay. Here
And
we
I'm
go.
not a singer, but like I felt like I could stay at that
Right.
same tone and like I could carry it
Right.
through the whole
Mhm.
breath, which was pretty amazing. Also, another question is, what if somebody is a singer and they have like that vibrato? Does
Mhm.
that make a difference? Does it have to be like really smooth or doesn't
Nope.
matter?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
The cool thing, okay, we can do it. I'll start with the
Yeah.
demo.
Okay.
And everyone listening, we welcome you to join us. First, I'll do a demo. Then then we'll do 3 hues, and then we can feel the shift together. And so then your peeps can either join in or see if they feel it, type of thing. It'll be a fun experiment.
Okay.
Um, Inhale, and everyone's own pitch is perfect, as Michael said. On the exhale, say hue, just till your breath runs out. Real gentle. Hue. And we'll do one more. Hue. Yeah. The cool thing, you can do it eyes open or closed, out loud or silent. Oh my God, you can do it silent.
Wow.
How crazy is this?
That is crazy.
Depending on your comfort level, or if you're in a business meeting or you're doing the dishes, like no one even knows you're hewing. And it still works, the central nervous system, that's all we're talking about here. And it shifts and harmonizes. In the olden days, we used to give a car a tune-up, go get
Yeah.
your tune-up. And they would change the spark plugs and this, and then it would be smooth, Woo, woo. And that's the same thing it does with us with our central nervous system. Just tunes it because everything's a vibration, right? Like you were talking about earlier. And it just that flow. And
And so
yeah.
you don't even have to carry out the note throughout the whole breath.
And you know what? I
Okay.
often don't.
Right.
Okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
the fun part is, and the convenient part is we can use it during the day. I'll use it when I want to bust a cap in somebody.
When he's driving.
Somebody cuts me
I
off.
need that.
Like, so I lock and load and then I go, It brings me right down to where, oh, I can feel the love coming in. Literally, that's what
Mhm.
happens. It brings that love vibration
Nice.
in. It taps
Right.
right into it. So
Wow.
I'm back feeling neutral, no anger, no hatred, and
No
it's good
hatred.
for that. Yeah.
You better not
I'm
be a
right there
hater.
with you. I totally, I get you.
And then, never more than 20 minutes a day. They could do one
Okay.
minute, they could do 4 or 5 minute increments. You can do it before bed or when you start your day. We call it in a pinch, if you're having a
Hmm.
moment, like Michael was just mentioning with the driving thing. And so you talk about user friendly. Woo! And
Yeah.
kids love it, puts kids right to sleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, what is actually happening in the body and the nervous system when someone's hewing?
Okay, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, I'll take it from a just an overview. It's really a vibrational thing. Everything vibrates. I like to connect it to quantum physics because quantum, nothing's ever been proven wrong about quantum, not one thing since it's been here. It's been around almost 100 years, but it pretty much runs our society today. Once we hit the correct vibration, it literally opens a doorway for us to connect to our higher, finer self. Some people would say connect to Holy Spirit or connect to that God current or connect to that higher state of consciousness within each of us. And that's really what it is. It's a vibrational toning technique that literally comes in and becomes through the quantum, through the subatomic particles, really resonates within us. It goes, we can feel it in our, initially we feel it in our gut, okay?
Mm,
And then it connects with the vagus nerve and we can feel it in the brain. We feel clear, we feel calm, we feel expanded. Like
Yeah.
my awareness, oh, I'm aware of things that I didn't even know existed before. It just opens me up to that higher, finer self. Yeah.
yeah. And do
What's
you have to be spiritual? I mean, you're talking about God and connecting, do you have to have a certain religion to do this?
No, not at
Belief?
all. It happens too, we found it in these religions in their books, but
Mhm.
no, go, taking it back to the Egypt or the Egyptians or the dictionary, human, like keeping it real simple. Um yeah, no, not at all. Um and it's really a bottom up somatic. You
Mm,
mentioned somatic when we got on the phone, I was like,
hmm.
hey, yeah, bottom up somatic, talk therapy, everything is top down, right?
Yeah.
Lame, takes forever,
Yeah.
gets it all.
Yeah.
You do a bottom up somatic, which is, as Michael mentioned, the gut and, coming this way, vagus nerve, doot. And so, shortcut, we're all about the shortcut. And, if you could handle it yourself, there you go. There's your freedom and free, and eyes open, closed, out loud, silent. It's like do it yourself and made for you and effortless, like all in one. And then
Yeah.
the experiment's really where it's at for people to go try it and then go, whoa,
Mhm.
So
Hmm. Yeah,
it has
definitely.
never not worked for someone.
Wow.
Never not worked. Yeah. Unless they don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember your tools. That's the hardest part.
Ah,
Remember your tools. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
great to have those little things that when you're in a high tempo situation that you can use. And a lot of times when you start bringing yourself more in a spiritual aligned spot in those situations, the whole room changes because your energy changes. And even people that aren't spiritual can feel like something shifted. And so it
cool,
brings
right?
everything
Yep.
down a lot of
Yep.
times.
You know what
Yeah.
I was going to show you for this? You're familiar, or I know you are. I shouldn't even be asking. Your aura, right?
Yeah.
Woo! Michael and I, when we got together, we didn't even know what we were doing. We said, let's go get our aura pictures, right?
Yeah.
And so over time, and we would do it together, one
Oh,
aura
cool.
photo, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
so we'd each have our hand on each, his left, yeah, and my right on the box, blah, blah, blah. And we did it every year and every couple years for the like 15 years of our relationship. This is so cool. We both separately started hewing. So really the hew was kind of at the beginning of our relationship. Da 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 da. So we've got it captured. We didn't even, like I
That's
said,
cool.
no, yeah, with what the hue does with the aura. Oh my God, this is crazy, girl. Holy moly. Yeah, it's so much fun. This is in the beginning, right?
Okay,
Yuck,
so it's like
yuck,
a orange, yellow, red,
woo.
You can see our faces,
blue.
the color.
But you talk about earthy,
Yeah,
character defects, and we were loving then,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now add the hue.
Oh gosh. Teals,
Whoa, Melissa.
purples. Yeah,
Yes, and these colors represent all of your whites, yellows, blues, and purples are your godly colors, if you will.
yeah,
The
yeah.
higher plane. And so this was from the hue. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
So
huge.
how many years apart do you think those were taken?
Well, let's see. This this was this was 4 years, but I've got them every year. So it's
Yeah.
important to show that this started after 6 months, it started changing. Six
Wow.
months, girl. Oh yeah, here we go. This is really cool. This was in 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that harmony coming in, right?
Yeah. A lot
And
more
there's the
different
white,
colors.
so you can
The
see your
green.
guides and you can
Mm-hmm.
see that harmony. And
Yeah.
that's it's just badoop,
Those
quick.
those cameras are so cool. And I've always wanted to do it. I finally did it. I did it one time, like
Uh-huh.
last year. And then they take your picture and then the lady reads you, right?
Mhm.
Mine was all white with a
Oh,
little bit of
Wow.
purple.
nice.
And she almost didn't know what to say to me. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. You're supposed to tell me what this means, but I want to go back and do it again and
Yeah.
like
It's
chronicle
like,
too. It's
okay,
fun.
you told me I'm a member of the sainthood. I can go home now.
Just tell me that, even if it's not true.
That's funny.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
This is funny. You know what? Okay. If you ever go, because a lot of times the aura readings are in like a mini, like a little fair, like a psychic fair, right?
Hmm.
And they're different booths. But what's
Yeah.
real funny, if you ever go to one or the next time you go to one, is all the psychics have their aura photo, right? Next to it's like their resume. But
Yeah.
make sure when you go around and they all want the white or the blue or you'll see they didn't cover themselves up. You're supposed to have a black thing covering so there's no colors
Yeah.
enhancing
Like,
the photo,
yeah.
reflecting in. Yeah.
Right.
So you'll see all the whites and the yellows on all the psychics advertising their business, and their clothes are showing.
They're in
They
white.
cover themselves up.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
so
my gosh.
next time you go, check it out.
I
Just
will.
Yeah.
it's funny. Anyway.
Yeah, those are super fun though.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about this language of God that you guys were talking about earlier, which sounds so powerful. What does that mean to you, and how do we begin to understand that language?
Divine guidance, dream signs and intuition. Oh, okay. Let's just jump in. It's for everyone all the time, 24/7. Dreams and signs and intuition is occurring for all of us as humans, regardless. I always say even the atheist dreams every night. Like it's not about belief system. It's much deeper and it's in our DNA and our consciousness. We were born with these things, but we weren't taught. We go to school, right, to learn math but we weren't taught like the most important thing in the language of soul, if you will,
Hmm.
like how to navigate down here. Even
Yeah,
if even if someone wants to say it's the universe, like we don't get caught up on the words because the guidance is there, regardless. So, yeah, dream signs and intuition. And I'll let Michael take over.
Yeah, and they're all connected and they occur all day long for each one of us. And I've noticed, like, I can only speak for myself, like in my life, I wasn't paying attention at some point uh, to the signs. They were always there. But it's kind of like, you're driving down the street to where you say to your friend, "Hey, look at that new building." And the friend says, "It's been there 5 years." What? And I just noticed it.
yeah,
Signs are just like that. They're always there and they're answering what I'm wondering about. Maybe I'm wondering about, should I go back to school? And maybe the bumper sticker on the car in front of me says, "Put some school in your life," or something like that. There's a sign. And the dreams, when we sleep we dream. When we dream, we literally leave the body in
Hmm.
energy form, soul form, depending on what you want to call it, higher self form. We leave in that energy form. And it's a travel log, what we bring back, where we went to in another dimension, literally. We call it a dream. And that's one of the reasons we have a hard time remembering sometimes, because where we were cannot be translated easily back into where we are here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
and
I have a
that
story for
for
you though.
okay,
So
good.
I don't hardly ever remember my dreams, and it bugs me. And like you were saying earlier, if I do remember it, I remember it for like 30 seconds. If I don't write it down, it's gone. Um, and in fact, that's where I got Mind Your Own Karma was from a dream. And I was like, I don't even know
Oh,
what I'm supposed to do with Mind Your Own Karma. And then it just turned in, that's a whole nother story. But
right.
I do feel like I astral travel or that I leave the body. And in fact, one time I woke up and I saw myself crawling back into my own body, whether that was a
Wow.
dream or
Wow.
what, I don't know. But it kind of freaked me out. But what do you say to people that don't remember their dreams? I'm very intuitive and in that way and look for signs and symbols and synchronicities. Those two things I got down, right? But the dreaming part, I don't remember. So is it because, like you were just saying, I'm leaving the body and I don't know, not remembering or not able to translate the language of whatever happened?
Yes and no, and maybe. Part of it, the big part is like when we were on Nori, Coast to Coast. I don't know whether you ever listened to the George Nori show. We were on there like 10 times. Anyway, guy called in from the audience and he said, in 40 years, he said, this is straight from the heart. In 40 years, I've never remembered one dream.
Mm,
So you're telling me you've got some tool that's going to help me remember dreams. And we said, yeah. So we had a
okay.
view on the air. We shared. We got a call from the guy the next day, and he said, I remembered three dreams. Three he remembered for
Mm,
the first time in 40 years. And
okay.
the hue, what it does is it hits that, it's like hitting the remote on your TV. It turns it on. That's the best example. And when we hue, that opens the channel for remembering dreams. They come in much
Wow.
clearly. We're much more likely. If we hue every day, we'll start remembering our dreams, a lot of them. Three, four, five, six dreams a night we'll remember. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Wow.
it connects you, as you know, the brain scans, as we were talking about, the theta, that deep connection. Whoo. And so, now, like I said, now we know why it's so great. It does all these things. And that's the big connector, and that was even in the Bible. When you sleep, you dream. Oh no, dying daily. That's what's in the Bible.
St. Paul.
Yeah. And we grew up Catholic, can you tell? Anyway.
Me too.
I think the whole world did. I'm pretty sure of that.
I think
Yeah.
so.
And now we know what he was talking about, because when you sleep, you dream. When you dream, you leave the body, as you know from your fabulous experience, and then you soul travel, and that's how we connect with our deceased loved ones, and that's how we connect, to the other planes and heaven and this type of thing. So you are like advanced dreaming, girl. The fact that you had your soul travel experience
Mhm.
and that you pulled it back here, you remembered that, you saw it. I mean, this is huge, 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 huge. So now we're just talking about daily clarity. And if you hew before bed, a couple hews, three, that's letting soul know, or your higher self, that you really want, you have a
Mhm.
desire in your heart to do this. The spiritual realm, it responds when we are sincere, not light, and not, oh, ha ha ha. When we're sincere, it responds.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it. A few hues and boom. Oh, here it is. Here it is. When we wake up, it's like there's nothing there. But if we keep our eyes closed, everyone can keep their eyes closed when they wake up, lay there still for a minute, and the dreams will filter down to this plane. Because right now they're
Mm.
in the astral plane, but they'll filter down. And then, so we got to lay still with our eyes closed, which is not easy, but I promise if you try that, yeah, it's going to download and you're going to go,
Yeah.
oh, gosh darn, there it is. And there's a dream.
Mhm.
So,
I'll
yeah.
try. I'm gonna try all of that. I'll let you know.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what are some of the most remarkable transformations have you both seen in people who've practicing HUing, and tell us what the benefits are.
Okay, but first I got to come right to you. Your experience was amazing. In your dream, mind your karma. Whoa, you got that guidance, that divine guidance in the dream state, and here you manifested it. And that's your dream signs and intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Voila. I mean, that's huge, Melissa. You're sitting on a huge, huge divine guidance manifesting Scooby-Doo here. Like, whoa, that's like one for the books, girl, you know?
And
Yeah.
Awesome.
one interesting thing most people don't know is that, and I didn't for a long time, in our dreams, we literally burn off karma in our dreams because we
Mm.
accrue karma. Some of it's positive, some of it's negative. It's like two bank accounts. And, for example, when somebody hits, not many people know this either, when somebody hits the lottery, it's because they have so much positive karma, it has to be balanced. So the spiritual hierarchy called the Lords of Karma in this case say, okay, let's balance this out. Then they hit the lottery. Boom. So all that positive karma gets paid outwardly.
Wow.
And yeah, when we dream, we build up karma, either negative, positive in those dreams. So it's a good way to
Hmm.
burn off karma while we're dreaming.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Melissa,
tell us a story about one of
yeah.
your clients that just
Okay.
amazed you.
Okay, here we go. I'm on the phone with the client, right? We're having our little session, and he's a HUer, of course, da da da. He gets a text from his friend who is suicidal in the moment. This just happened
Oh,
4 months ago. His friend is texting, bro, I've had it. I think I'm gonna take my life. I've already done the pills, the doctors, the treatment. I've been up for days. I can't. Da 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 da. He's like, what do I do, Dr. Nick? I'm like, well, you know what to tell him. He's like, the HUing. I'm like, yes, let's get that message. So this is, he texts, and I said, let me also send you, because we've done a lot of TV, so we have a lot of HUing television segments. So I sent him, I said, let's send him one of the HUing TV segments so he can see it in real time.
yeah.
And so we sent him one of the clips, the TV clip on NBC, HUing, blah, blah, blah. And then we told him how to do it. And we're still on the phone, right? An hour long. He texts back and he says, oh my God, I'm not suicidal anymore. You saved my life. This is in 1 hour. All of this chaos. You saved my life. Da, 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 da. Okay, the whole thing. But I mean, that was in 1 hour, Melissa. This guy
Yeah.
went from this to this and just, yeah. So I mean that one, and like I said, 4 months ago, like that's because the suicide rates are off the chart right now and they're increasing. It's like every day you hear about. And so the HUing, man, the HUing.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this podcast used to be, I was adopted. It used to be about telling adoption stories, and the suicide rate for adoptees is um, 38 times a normal
Wow.
person's adoptee, suicide rate. So, I'm thinking this would be great to bring to that community because it's the pain from having your mother give you up for adoption is huge, and it's not recognized by society. We're
Mhm,
supposed to be grateful and all that stuff, and so we kind of have to bury
mhm,
all that and hide it and stuff. And so we have our little secret communities that we're able to talk about it, but it's 38 times. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But
mhm,
yeah, if this could even bring that down 10%, that would be huge.
mhm. Yeah.
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 Scientifically too, you can understand it because a lot of times you go into different science type things. And scientifically, the reason that it prevents suicide, it's absolutely impossible to be suicidal when we hew, because on that vibrational scale, like I said, 1 to 1 million each, all these frequencies, maybe suicidal behavior is a 4.666 and the hue is a 99.777. They're so different. When a person hews for just 30 seconds, that vibrational toning technique literally resets them
Mhm.
internally. So they go, wow, I don't feel suicidal. I'm feeling good. It's
And
like,
what's great is you really don't have to understand it or believe in
yes,
frequency or
exactly.
anything like that to
Yeah.
make it work.
Mhm.
It just does. That's what's cool about it.
I've got two more quickies. Can I share
Okay.
two more
Yeah.
quickies?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I get a new client. She's got sleep paralysis, right? And she's really messed up. I mean, you're frozen with sleep paralysis. You are frozen and in fear, and nothing can pull you out of it, not even another human. So she's like, I got sleep paralysis, and I think I'm going to see a doc and maybe get meds. And I said, all that is fine. I said, in the meantime, why don't you try the HUing? I said, it's going to pull you right out of your sleep paralysis state. I said, you can experiment if you like. And so we this was our first session, and then we were talking in a week. And she has like 3 episodes a week
Hmm.
of paralysis. Yeah, bad. So we talked the next week, and she says, I had 2 episodes this week and I used the HUing because you can't do it, right? So I said, all you're just going to think the HUing if this happens. You're going to think HUing or
Yeah.
think HUing. She said, the minute I thought of HUing, it pulled me right out both times. She
Wow.
right back into the physical. Yes, again, it's really the frequency, right? It's just a changing that vibe, and that one is just so powerful that it just
Yep.
boop. So so that's a real we went on a sleep paralysis podcast recently, and it's like there's nothing, they're all trying to solve this one. So that
Yeah.
was really cool. And then here's one with the kid on the client phone client, okay, and her kid's crying incessantly. He's like 4 years old, and then he jumps on her lap and crying and screaming, and she knows about the HUing, right? So I'm telling her on the phone, I said, why don't you I said, let's be quiet. If you want, you can HUing quietly and see what happens, right? So her and I are quiet, and then he's screaming. She starts HUing. HUing. In 10 seconds, he stopped screaming, he stopped crying, he jumped off her lap, and he ran out to play. Just literally, it was amazing. It was like, that just happened? Yes. Boop, all done. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. That's what
yeah,
I was saying. Like when you change your frequency, it changes everybody's in the room. Like
Hmm.
it shifts
Yeah.
everything it can.
yeah.
So tell us about the Divine Guidance Institute and the Mystery School, which sounds so fun. What inspired that creation and what do people experience?
Well, it's a mystery. If we told you about it, it would no longer be a mystery. All right.
I'm kind of okay with that. It's fun. It's kind of fun.
That's cool. Okay. The blindsided crisis is really what did it. Knowing about the dream signs and intuition in our life and how it works, right? But then the blindsided crisis, every week in the headlines, I was blindsided, he blindsided me, she was blindsided. It is an epidemic, a silent epidemic. It's actually a crisis. And we just were like, we can't take it anymore. The world needs to know that there's a better way, and it's built in. It's built in. This stuff is free, man, and it happens all the time. And so, from all of this, this is how the Mystery School developed Divine Guidance Institute, meant for everyone and anyone. Like I said, even the atheist dreams, and regardless of faith. And we're a nonprofit, and we intentionally went under the educational umbrella, not religion. Oh, no, 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 educational. And yeah, and that's how the whole thing manifested because of this crisis, and everyone has these solutions so close to their heart. It's like, so yeah.
So, yeah, and it's a solution in the sense that it warns us. We're always warned, either through a dream sign or intuition, constantly that, this is going to occur. So pay attention. So we have a chance really to sidestep adversity and see what's coming and feel it inwardly, literally before it happens. And we all
Yeah.
have those tools. We call it the ancient way of knowing,
Yeah,
Divine Guidance Institute. So it's a way to know those things.
the ancient way of knowing. Trust yourself system. Yeah, we wrote this so long ago, but oh, this thing is just on fire, by the way.
Is
But
that a workbook or
yeah, it is.
okay?
Yeah, we've got. We've got our HUing book, just say HUing, right? And then we've got the main one, the Trust Yourself
Mm,
personal roadmap for knowing.
yeah.
Then the big boy, the manual. Woo, it's all the shortcuts in formula. And
Oh,
then
nice.
sociology of soul. But anyhow, what I was going to say was the Institute, it's a 1 year program, right? There's 8 courses in the 1 year. It's set up just like college, just like a university, with a break and the magnum opus at the end, the whole Scooby-Doo. And yep, 8 classes, octagon. Yeah, that's a big, oh, that's hence the octagon. Yeah, there we go. DGI. And girl, so we just had the 2 people start together, right? They're friends, which is totally cool when 2 people start together, because then it's this whole unfoldment that occurs with your buddy. Oh, it's wonderful. Anyway, week 1, all this stuff is starting to shift because we go live with you every week.
Mm,
Okay. Oh,
okay.
it's so cool. Zoom, just like this,
Hmm.
And whoa, everyone's on fire because honestly, because you're letting in that vibration, and which happens to be, Holy Spirit. If you don't like it, that's cool. Higher self, universe, but it's such a different vibe that it elevates, changes our day one, and then it keeps unfolding. Hoo hoo hoo. And so it's just been amazing. Oh, we just launched, in October. This is all new. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So really cool. Really
So
cool.
who is like who would be a client? Who are people that you get? People that are like seeking healing for themselves or seeking to like teach this or share it or
We have the whole plethora. We've got people that have been burned in relationships and decision making. Then we've got your C level, execs that need to be sharper, right? Then we've got your spiritual group who, they want that higher connection, right?
Mm,
That connection. And then you've got the mental health, the psychology, it's like therapy on steroids, right? It's like all
yeah.
this in one. So in that way, it serves, like a grand populate, like
Hmm.
the whole enchilada there. But so really it depends on what each person the
Yeah.
needs are, but it
Yeah.
serves everybody. So
Everybody's looking for the same thing. How do I know? I get the question every day, Mike, how do I know? I mean, how do I know if I should move to Philadelphia, change my careers, my relationship? Should I bail? Should I stick with it? Are they the one? How do I
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And so it really, like
yeah.
Nick says, it runs the whole gamut from people, but they're all kind of looking for the same thing.
Yeah. 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 Guidance and I think finding your authentic selves. Those are the
Yes.
two.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, it's just so, can I share one more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I know we're running out of time,
That's
but
okay.
this is so cool. Okay, so we've got husband, wife, couple. They both have arthritis symptoms, right? Uh-oh. Now they go to the doc. Doc wants to put them on meds. Then they each have a dream. He has a dream about potato chips, and she has a dream about bananas. Dreams letting each of them know you need to cut your chips, you need to cut your bananas. So because they're working, with us, they know to do this, and the arthritis symptoms, poof,
Gone.
gone, gone.
Wow.
Yes. So, and this is it. That's that closeness with your higher self, that divine guidance, that higher guidance that
Yep.
no doctor, no counselor, no priest, nobody's can be that intimate with you as you, right?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
best guidance. People ask me about the COVID shot over and over, right? And I'm like, if God would have told me I needed the shot, I would have done it. Okay. I didn't get the message, so I did not. And that's how I live my life, right? So when they say, well, like, no, because everyone's unique. Some people got it and they were fabulous. And some people got it and they were very sick. And so we're so unique. There is not one thing. That's
Yeah.
why the higher guidance is so, you can lay down
Yep.
tonight. Your peeps can lay down and ask before they go to sleep. You can program a dream. Should I Move to Texas. Is my spouse cheating? Should I take that new job? Should I try Ozempic? I mean, whatever the thing is, and you'll get
Mhm.
that answer that's perfect for you. And
Yep.
so, we started the Trust Yourself workshops back in the 90s, so yeah, this real deal stuff.
Yeah. Well, and that's, the whole medical system and, mental health system is to come to me and I'm going to tell you, you know, the answers, or I'm going to help you find them, or I'm going to guide you to it, and it's like, no, you have the power to heal yourself. You know,
Exactly.
you have the healing combinations within you. How can somebody else tell you what that is? You
Hmm.
know? Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that's the problem. And the
Yeah.
problem, we give away our power
Yes. Yeah.
constantly every day. Everyone I know does, that they go to the experts and this one and that,
Pills and
the
all kinds
doctor,
of
and it's like,
medications and yeah.
yep, you already know the answer and you know what you need to do. So
Yeah.
just be silent, trust yourself, and you'll be guided
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And then when you start doing that, the doors fly open and you just keep
Yep.
discovering, and being curious is like the best thing, is just to be curious and keep
Yep.
following the breadcrumbs. It's fun. I think it's a fun journey. I love it.
Yes, you know what? That's even part of our lingo that I wrote on the site. Everyone says same shit, different day. Like, how are you? Oh, same shit. That's like, and it's like, no, no, no. And we even have that on there. It's an ongoing, unfolding puzzle. It's
Yeah.
this whole tapestry, all connected, and it's like it is a lot of fun. It keeps you totally entertained.
Yeah,
Yep.
and if you are in that same shit different day, that's idiot light going on that you're not checking in. I mean,
Yep.
you're
Idiot
checked
like
out.
You're checked out. You
yes,
got
yes.
it.
Yeah.
Well, as
Uh,
we wrap up, if there's one message that you would want every listener to take away from your life's work, what would it be?
the overall message is trust yourself,
Yep.
but like the right now message, just say HUing.
Hmm.
Just say HUing. Yeah. Yeah.
The answer is, when people ask me, so how do I know what is the truth? And I always tell them, look in the mirror, you are the truth. So trust
Yeah.
yourself. And as we
Yeah.
begin to do that, I've found that more and more the answers from the universe are provided with a higher volume, and I'm
Yeah.
guided to get that divine guidance. Yep.
Yeah. And some people are so disconnected and so scared. They don't know themselves. They're so far away from who they really are that it's a scary, prospect to even think about or try. But what do you have to lose? You have everything to gain. And that really is where the answers are. So just do
Mhm.
it. Yeah, just do it. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show today. I really enjoyed this. I could talk all day about all kinds of
Yeah.
things.
Ditto, ditto, ditto. Thanks so much for having us,
Thanks,
Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If something in this episode resonated with you today, don't brush it off. Follow it. Dr. Nick and Professor Mike gave us a whole new way to think about sound, not just as vibration, but as communication with your higher self. If you felt something stir inside while listening, maybe it's your own intuition humming to life. Don't ignore it, explore it. All of the Dream Team's links are in the show notes, so you can learn more about HUing, their mystery school, and the Divine Guidance Institute. If you'd like to experience a guided process that helps you connect to your own body's intelligence the same way that HU tunes you to divine guidance, somatic mindful guided imagery can take you there. Through SMGI, you can uncover the wisdom within and release the noise that blocks it, gently and easily. You can find out more and schedule a free consultation at somatichealingjourneys.com. If you would like to be a guest on Mind Your Own Karma Beyond the Bandage and share your out of the box healing modality, reach out to me at mindyourownkarma@gmail.com. Thanks for listening today, Karma Crew, and as always, take what you need and leave what you don't. And always remember to mind your own karma. I'll see you next time.
Find your own karma, stay in your light. Everyone's fighting their own quiet fight. I found my fire in allowed my soul to grow. Take what you need, leave what you don't, and always remember to mind your own karma.